So one of the things that we started this past year is transitioning from traditional level one, level two uh, surveys and things like that to broadening it uh, with the use of net promoter scores. And I know
Mhm.
there's some controversies around net promoter scores, but what was really interesting for us is that you know there there tended to be a pattern of behavior for survey responses in previous methodologies for doing it, and the net promoter scores helped get rid of some of that
Mm.
that non-effective methodology, and it really allowed us to narrow in on and we did provide fields for people to say, hey, if you want to talk to us directly and things like that. But it's aggregated, it's anonymized, but we did say, if you want to have direct contact, that'd be great too. And so we got some really solid feedback, both from what the promoter scores pointed out, as well as um, what the direct feedback and comments were, and they were much more targeted. Those comments are much more targeted than in previous measurements. The other
Mhm.
thing that we've been implementing, although it's been a slower path than I would have liked, is we've been exploring XAPI. So we're for doing activity level tracking, and there's been a drive to implement gamification, not from the standpoint of just the game aspect of it, but to track a different means of employee engagement in the learning. And that focus has been helping us look at what that does for employee retention, for growth, transitioning within the organization, and then risk mitigation, because we're the
Mhm.
bank and we have to be worried about risk. So those are some things where when you start looking at that, not doing full blown level four analysis, but when you're looking at it from that standpoint and looking at results in the business,
Sure.
that's where we're starting to see some impact. And those are different ways of thinking about it. Again, that's where the CLO plays a role, to convince the lines of business that this is important and this will help you see what's going on.